Before we begin, if you're a fan of rare coins, history, and untold stories of massive hidden value, hit that subscribe button now. This is the kind of discovery that you won't hear about on the evening news, but once you know it, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. Now, let's talk about a coin you probably never expected to be worth more than your house, more than your entire retirement fund, possibly more than everything you've ever owned combined. Now let's talk about the 2008 Thailand 25 Satong coin. Main story begins, slow, rich narrative tone. Coins tell stories. They aren't just metal discs, they're witnesses to history. They've passed through hands, pockets, markets, and moments that define lifetimes. For many of us, coins are memories. A lucky penny, a silver dollar from grandpa, a foreign coin tucked away in a drawer after a trip long past. But then there are the rare ones. The coins that hold secrets. The ones that somehow escape the world's radar. Until someone finally uncovers the truth. And that's exactly what happened with the 2008 Thailand 25 Satong. Now, let me paint the scene for you. The year is 2008. You may remember it as the year the financial markets crashed. The world was in turmoil. People were losing homes. Banks were collapsing. And during all of this chaos, in the heart of Southeast Asia, Thailand released a simple, everyday coin. Just 25 Satanji.it was supposed to be ordinary. Mass-produced. The kind of coin you use for small change, like tossing a nickel on a convenience store counter. But something unexpected happened. Out of millions of coins, a handful were struck differently. Not just rare, not just low mintage, but uniquely crafted with a precision and a composition that would, years later, send shockwaves through the numismatic world. Collectors didn't notice at first. Why would they? It's a small brass coin from a faraway country, barely worth a cent in American money. But over time, whispers started surfacing. A few collectors noticed an unusual luster, an irregular strike, and a metal composition that didn't match the usual alloy. One coin surfaced in Europe at a private auction. Quietly, it didn't make the papers, but it sold. And the price? Astronomical. Enough to turn heads. Enough to wake up collectors who had been asleep to this tiny treasure's potential. Now, if you're like most men in their 50s or 60s, you've seen a thing or two. You've lived through decades of change. You remember when coins were made of real silver. You remember the shift from craftsmanship to mass production. You remember when people respected history, respected value. So here's the part that will get your attention. The 2008 Thailand 25 Satong. This coin, this tiny brass-colored sliver of metal, is no longer just a coin. It's an artifact. And it's a treasure. Why? Because it represents a perfect storm. Historical timing, political transition, economic turmoil, and a minting error that happened under the radar. Combine all that with collectors now scrambling for the few pristine examples left, and you've got a recipe for a coin that defies logic and expectation. For those who understand the market, and many of you do, this isn't about hype. It's about scarcity. It's about provenance. And it's about demand. And let's not forget the symbolic nature of the coin itself. On one side, the image of King Bhumibol Adulyadej, the longest reigning monarch in Thai history, revered across generations, depicted in his later years with quiet dignity. On the reverse, the insignia of the Chakri dynasty, marking continuity, heritage, and strength. This isn't just a coin. It's a conversation between past and present. So the question becomes, how did something so small gain such immense value? The truth lies in the collector's market. Private buyers, international investors, even sovereign museums began taking notice. And with only a few verified coins in mint or near mint condition, the bidding war began. Now, if you've ever watched Antiques Roadshow or seen a dusty item sell for a fortune at auction, you know what happens next. The price climbed, not gradually, not slowly, but like a rocket. And the latest verified sale? A private collector in the Middle East purchased a certified 2008 Thailand 25 Satong for a price that turned even the most seasoned investors speechless, because this coin, this tiny, nearly forgotten piece of brass, sold for. Dramatic pause, lowered voice. $22 million. Yes, you heard right. Not 22,000. 22 million. Let that sink in. And while most people are out there searching for silver eagles, gold doubloons, and ancient Roman coins, the real prize sat unnoticed in old boxes, junk drawers, and forgotten foreign coin jars. Gentlemen, how many coins have passed through your hands in your lifetime? Hundreds? Thousands? Maybe even tens of thousands. What if one of them, one you picked up while traveling or one a friend brought back from a trip, was one of these? The chances are slim. But they're not zero. And sometimes, all it takes is one coin to change your story that you've worked hard. You've built a life, supported a family, weathered ups and downs. You know value when you see it. And now, perhaps, you're realizing that even the smallest things, like a 25 Sathong coin, can hold unimaginable worth. Not because of hype, but because of history, because of mystery, because of the hunt. Closing statement. Warm, personal tone. If this story stirred something in you, if it made you curious, if it reminded you of the excitement of discovery, then make sure you're subscribed, because we're just getting started. Coins like this don't just hold value, they hold stories. And we're going to uncover every single one. Thanks for watching. And remember, sometimes the rarest treasures are hiding in plain sight.